So from this company called K-Tor, we've got the foot pedal charger as well as the hand crank charger. The fact that this says 1 amp on it doesn't exactly inspire me with confidence. And then what I thought we could do is compare both of those to the Anker solar panels, the much more passive way to generate electricity. So we've got each of the 3 products ready. Joseph is going to pedal for 10 minutes, I'm going to crank for 10 minutes, and Drish is going to watch the solar panels for 10 minutes. And now, each of us is going to connect our chargers to an identical iPhone 12. Okay, let's see whose charges the most in 10 minutes. Let's go. One thing to note about every single one of these chargers is none of them has a battery inside. They can't store the energy they're generating. So they have to be plugged into the thing they're charging at all times to be useful. Gotta crank like I never cranked before. So we're at 6 minutes right now, and not a single one of our phones has booted up. How have I not generated like 1% of battery at this point? I'm dead.
2,000 years later.
We've been pedaling, cranking, and watching for 30 minutes. It looks like they're charging with such little power that they can't get iPhones that are already dead to even boot up in the first place. So the long and short of it is, you do not want to be in a situation where you're relying on one of these to save your phone. Like, imagine trying to charge a laptop. I don't think we're keeping any of these. So at this point, we've done our cooking, we're charged up. It's time to find some water. And given the absolutely insane credentials of the MSR water purifier, in theory, I shouldn't be scared to use it to drink pond water. And yet, this still feels like a really bad idea. This might look like just a bit of mud, but lake water can have all sorts of nasty stuff that you can't see. Giardia, E. coli, salmonella. So people's lives could very much depend on one of these. And now we've got to do what I really don't want to do. But to be fair, the only reason I'm even remotely willing to do this is because of my special socks. So anyway, the point I'm making is, don't drink this. Honestly, so impressed with these socks. I mean, don't get me wrong, my feet are cold, but the fact that they're dry makes it 10 times more bearable. But then this is where the MSR purifier comes in. So the idea is I drop this pipe into the water, I pump up here, that's going to draw the water through all the different layers on the inside. So that's chunky filters for things like mud, and then microscopic filters for things like bacteria. All with this self-cleaning mechanism where some of the water that's taken in is used to consistently flush the filters on the inside. Okay, let's check the results. This is actually a big moment. We have zero idea what this water is going to look like. It's actually not as clear as I was hoping it would be. It's definitely done 98% of the work, but you can still see this faint muddiness to it, which is enough that I probably wouldn't drink it if I had the choice. But if you didn't, then I can't tell you by how much I would rather drink this than the alternative. So I would still keep this with us, just because if you absolutely needed it, it could save your life. But now let's say that you had water. Let's say you had a little too much water. Let's say that water was frozen and you were buried underneath it. Yeah, this was a terrible segue. I'm talking about the avalanche airbag. So, long story short, this thing is designed to protect skiers from getting buried underneath an avalanche using a physics principle called inverse segregation. It explains that when you're in a moving mixture, like the snow in an avalanche, larger particles will rise to the top, while smaller particles will find their way down. And this incredibly brightly colored airbag effectively makes you, the skier, into the largest possible particles, which helps you stay close to the surface. Okay, so it's pretty hard to actually demo this without being in an avalanche, but just to give you an idea, I'm just gonna crouch down for stability. 3, 2, 1. Blimey neck! Oh my God! The thing takes about 3 seconds to fully inflate, but when it does, it's like half the size of a sleeping bag, which all completely makes sense because this isn't like a car airbag, which is designed to pop out in a split second to immediately absorb impact. This thing just needs to be massive and it needs to be orange to have the best chance of keeping you above the snow and being seen while you are there, which I think is pretty fair to say, especially if you're up against a white background, it does pretty well. So honestly, this thing's really impressive. It actually works. It's just the use case for it is so incredibly niche that we don't really need it. Now, as much fun as I am having out here in the woods, I miss my YouTube shorts. Enter the Starlink Mini, which is packaged like a medium pizza. Oh gosh, oh dear. It's one of those peel tabs that's never as smooth as it should be. And yeah, that's not coming out. Okay, well, you've taken me to this. I have no choice but to now destroy your packaging. There we go. Yeah, much better. It really does feel like we're getting a sort of base upgrade here. And I gotta say, this Starlink is such a nondescript looking piece of tech. Like, genuinely would look like a dinner plate when it starts to get dark. So let's follow the only 2 instructions to point it up and to plug it in. And almost as if the gods have blessed us from above, at this point, we should have internet. So if I click connect, we're online. Okay, so speed test. It feels pretty rapid. We're getting almost 40 megabits down and about 5 megabits up. Also, this is using the next generation Opera One R2, our sponsor, which is so smart. Like, one of the new features is tab traces. If you're like me, and when you start working, you get so carried away that your tabs end up looking like a conspiracy theorist pinboard, then tab traces subtly underlines the most recent tabs you've been on. The darker the underline, the more recent the tab. So you can keep everything open while still instantly being able to see the key things that you're focusing on right now. Side note, I am actually quite impressed with this Starlink. The speed definitely varies because it's communicating directly with low Earth orbit satellites, so they move, but it's not dipping below 25 megabits per second for me. Oh, 60, there you go. And there's so much with this browser. Like, when I was planning out this video, being able to have the master document open and then just slide the individual product web pages in to split screen them immediately feels so sick. And when it's been more helpful for me to watch videos to learn about things, the fact that those videos will just automatically pop out into this floating window means that I'm never getting sidetracked by leaving my main document. Link below to check out the new Opera browser. So this is actually a better thought out piece of kit than I expected. We are in the sticks, very literally. So being able to get fast enough internet for HD Netflix, for example, is no joke. It's weather resistant. It can apparently melt snow, although to be fair, so can most electronics when they're on. It's got a kickstand so you can adjust the angle, and it's even got like a pipe adapter so you can attach it somewhere high up and get an even more unobstructed view of the sky. So honestly, yes. Definitely. Just remember, you do still have to pay for the data. This is just a really good device at making sure you receive it. But now it's time for some of the most expensive, most extreme products in this video. Starting with the flashlight, which comes presented like a sniper rifle, probably because it actually has the range of one. This thing is not kidding around. Like, just to give you an idea, the average torch that you might find lying around your garage has a 1,000 lumen output. I can't even wrap my head around what 200,000 is going to look like. Not to mention the other shocking stat, this thing is so bright that it can apparently illuminate objects up to 1,618 meters away. That's like half as far as the human eye can even see during the day. It's got an OLED display for navigation, which means it can display black pixels with 0 light emissions. Ironically. The thing is such a monster that it's got heat warning labels, it's got 3 separate fans to pull in cold air from the outside, as well as a dedicated handle, just so you can save your hands from getting singed from the main body of the thing. It can fast charge in 2 hours, and the thing even works as a power bank to charge other things. Only thing is, we need it to be a little bit darker before we can properly test this thing. So, there we go. Now we're talking. Let's go. Okay, let's start with the 1,000 lumen torch. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. Wait, that's actually way better than I was expecting. I guess because the majority of the light is concentrated into a very narrow beam, it's actually lighting things up 50 meters away pretty much. That's just 1,000 lumens. I'm actually scared of what this thing is going to do. I'm shivering, and it's only 80% because of the cold. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. Oh my God. I feel like I could light up an actual city with this. This is like a lighthouse that you can fit into a backpack. This doesn't even feel legal. I feel like if I left this on for too long, I'd accidentally summon Batman. Is it completely overkill for 99.9% of users? Yes. Are you better off going for a torch with longer battery life instead? Almost definitely. But then does this do what it says on the tin? Abso-frickin-lutely. And I want to keep it. I just realized we're at max capacity. I love the fire pit. These socks are complete lifesavers. We're still gonna need the zip ties for small cuts. We did, though, have 2 different products, both for the purposes of lighting fires. So the stormproof matches and the pyro putty lighter. Oh, can a man not just have both? Even though I did find the matches cooler, I think on balance, because the lighter also contains the fire starter, matches are gonna have to go. Now, while most of the stuff that we've seen in this video so far would just make for an extreme form of camping, the FLIR Scout Pro is like something you'd use if you were chasing criminals with the CIA or something. It's designed to be really simple so that you're not fiddling through endless menus when you're on the hunt, which I would say they've definitely achieved. There's literally 1 button to cycle through modes, 1 toggle to turn things up and down, and then a record button. All right, time to test it. And just to be very clear, beyond this fence, I can see practically nothing. So, can thermal vision solve my problems? Wow. I can see sheep. They're incredibly far away, but they're like moving red things with 4 legs. Those sheep must be between 500 meters and 1 kilometer away from you right now, but they're each individually tracked and highlighted. I mean, I've used plenty of mini thermal cameras before. Most of them look really choppy and they run at like 5 frames per second, but they do the job. This is a much more playable 30 frames per second. This thing has the widest field of view available on the market, so you can perform rapid sweeps of an area. And the thermal sensitivity here is like top of the line. The idea is pretty simple. Every single object emits infrared radiation. The hotter the object, the more infrared it emits. And so what this device is doing is picking up not just the presence of that infrared, but tiny differences in infrared, displaying them as these gradients of color on screen. Wow, that is so cool. But none of that really matters at all if you can't actually use this thing to find someone. So, rescue mission. Drisha is going to spend the next 5 minutes trying to hide herself in the woods, starting now. And we're going to see if we can get her. The possibilities are a little scary. Oh, that's her. Hello?
I'm ready.
You're ready? Okay, let's go. I mean, I can't emphasize to you just how dark it is out here. If you just had a phone's flashlight, you'd have no hope in hell. Where would you look? How would you know where to go? I mean, there must be 50 kilometers of woodland all around us right now. Okay, so you can tell there's no one here because the forest itself is the warmest thing in the frame. So let's just keep going. Ah, immediately. Okay, see that? There's like a bright red object. It's got to be her. What kind of position is she in? She's definitely this way. Oh, right, yeah, look. So trees can block that thermal signature. Oh, that's her. Okay, come on, let's go. I really hope it's her. Trish? I was actually a little bit scared for a second, wasn't you? And we were going to die? Okay, mission complete. This is insanely fun. And most importantly, I can totally see how it's an incredibly powerful tool. Just, you know, not for the game that we're playing. Anyway, this was probably the highest effort YouTube video we have ever put together. So if you do appreciate it, then let us know and we'll try and do more. Should we go home?